What's up, everybody? I'm going to go ahead and do a review and opinion on this electric bicycle I got sitting behind me. This is the CTY E2.1. I'm going to go ahead and go over why I bought it and how I think it's holding up to its intended purpose. So I'm going to go ahead, jump on it, ride it around the neighborhood, and give you some insight. I want to point out right off the bat that this video isn't intended to be a technical overview of this bicycle. If you want to get that information, get onto REI's website and you can pull this model up and you can see all the specifications for this bike. So the reason I bought this bike was specifically for commuting to work. I wanted to get a decent quality constructed bicycle that had pedal assist and wasn't too expensive, which is why I bought this model. This bike was listed for $1,799 and it is a co-op brand, which means it's sold at REI. Now, there's many benefits to shopping at REI. The biggest one is that if you're a member, which is a one-time fee, I think it's like $30 now, and you're a member for life. REI has a little program that they call a dividend, and every year they give you 10% back of your total purchases in dollars. So you can either spend that money in store, or you can literally cash it out and go spend it somewhere else. So like this bike, you're gonna spend, roughly $2,000. You're gonna get $200 back the next year, and you can go do whatever you want with that 200 bucks, which I think is fantastic. So that for me, that was a big reason to buy this bike from REI. A couple things I'll point out that I don't like about the bike that may or may not matter to some people is, one, the bike is a pedal assist only. It does not have a throttle. So you have to pedal to get that e-bike benefit. And then additionally, it's only a class 1. So it only pedal assists up to 20 miles per hour. For me, that kind of became a thing after riding it to work for 8 months. Because, if it was a class 3, for example, I could get up to 28 miles per hour, which affects how early I have to wake up, how much time I have to account for when I get to work. So that just kind of depends on how far you live. If 20 miles per hour is adequate for you, then great, and I guess that's kind of just what I want to answer for this bike, is for those people who are looking at this model and wondering if it's worth it. Fit and finish wise, yes, absolutely. This bike is well constructed. I haven't had any mechanical or electrical issues with it. The electrical is Shimano, so Shimano's a very reputable brand. Co-op has been good to me in terms of its construction, and REI is a reputable company, so if I have any issues with it, they have full bicycle service, they sell parts. So it's kind of a no-brainer. You're buying a decent quality build from a reputable company that's going to give you a dividend back on at the end of the year. That's huge, especially if you're like me and you want to save money and you're not going to be giving all them dollars to the oil companies. You can save yourself a few bucks, ride this thing to work if you got a reasonable commute. I wouldn't recommend it for the average person, as far as, like, say if your commute's like over 30 miles round trip, but I would say for like casual bike riders, if you got just a reasonable commute, definitely do it. It's worth it. Anyway, I'm kind of just going off the cuff here. Didn't really have a list of things I was going to go over. Just basically wanted to say that, this bike is a good value. It's a good company to buy through. So if you're looking at it and you're not particularly picky about things you might be looking for in an e-bike, you just want something that's going to scoot you around and is going to, last a long time and is worth $1 value, I'd say this bike's it. If there's anything anybody specifically is wanting to know about the bike as far as my input on it, go ahead and hit me with a comment or something. I can either answer you there, or maybe I could do another video, because I know this was just kind of a brief opinion on it. But just to reiterate, yeah, I think it's good value for the dollar, and it does what I need it to do. Gets me around, saves me some money on fuel. All right, people, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.